Hello. In this video, I'm going to be reading a poem called Epitaph. This is dedicated to a memory of a girl I grew up with. Never an unkind word when I'd see you in the halls. Always laughter in your eyes and bounce in your step. You affected me more than you will ever know. Just seeing your pretty smile lifted a cloud off my day, letting the sun shine through for just a few brief moments. Then your candle flickered out, leaving less light to penetrate the darkness. Although I didn't know you that well, I pray that you are happy in the world that you go to now. But LA woman, remember, wherever you may be, your memory still keeps your spark alive. Yeah, this poem is the very first one I ever had published. It was and it's about the tragic death of a girl I grew up with. Her name was Andrea N. Bowie. She was born August of 1973 and was tragically killed in a car accident Halloween, October 31st of 1992. And when I found out about it, I was devastated because she had always been this presence. You know, she's always been there, you know. And she was a beautiful girl, no doubt about it. Like I said, pretty smile and everything. And she was always happy. We didn't run in the same circles in my high school. Well, not that there are too many circles around here. I grew up in a very small town. And my family moved in here in 1973 when I was a little over a year old. Her family, old guard, landed. The Bowies around here are an institution. At least they were when I was growing up. Big landowners, farmers, you know, the usual social stratification crap you have in a small rural, in a rural town, especially in the South. So my family, we were outsiders. So, you know, I never really got into the old guard elite. I don't know what the hell you'd call it here. Hell, most of the time I was, you know, I had a very small circle of people that I grew up with. And then a lot of times it was just a circle of myself, which I think most people out there can relate to. When she was in the class behind me, the very last graduating class of Enola High School before they consolidated with our rival sister town, Mount Vernon, and you know, like I said, she's always there. You know, I had classes with her, did stuff, you know, and when you graduate with a class of 13 people, that was 13 people in my class, including me. I think there was 15, 16 in hers. You know, it's very small. Very, you know, everybody knows everybody, whether you know them or not. You know, when I heard that she had passed away, it was a very sad and tragic thing for the whole community. And I wrote this and sent it off to the Log Cabin Democrat. I don't know if they still do it now. I think they still do it now. They did a place for poetry. It was in their weekend magazine, and of course, because she had just passed, they published it. The most touching thing for me personally was that my little sister, she's 11 years younger than me, and coincidentally, Andrea's little sister, I think they were like same grade or about the same age. Her name was Crystal. So my mom and my sister and went to a function. I think it was a basketball game or something. This was in November, you know, because this was published on November 8th, in the November 8th edition of the Weekend or the Weekend magazine on for the log cabin, and so it was. Uh, I was living at home and still going to school, um, and Mom came up to me after that ball game, and she told me that Andrea's mother came up to her and told her to thank me for writing it, which, kind of, it got to me, which any self-respecting writer out there knows that, when your work touches someone, no matter if it's just one person, for whatever the reason, it feels good. It's a good thing. You did your job. And this was one of the first poems I ever read at a poetry reading. They had regular poetry readings at UCA because I was a student there at the time. And that was one of the first poems I ever read at poetry readings. And people who know me, especially back then, after I got the bug for it. That's one of the reasons I'm, doing this too. So a little bit, yes, this is a poem about death. It's a death of someone who's, like I said in here, candle, it's a candle in the wind like we all are, but hers flickered out a heck of a lot sooner than most. The other thing I want to go over, the LA Woman reference. LA Woman, The Doors, the song, the album, one of my favorite songs by The Doors, awesome song. Because it has this feel to it. It's got that bass line in it, that da 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 da. It's just, it always, even though the subject of the song is the seedier side of LA, it's got that beat to it. And so my friend Norman Cox, another, I graduated with him, grew up with him. He always called Andrea LA Woman, and that's why I put that in there. But it's true. She was really pretty, really, from what I remember and all that stuff, a very good person that unfortunately was taken from this world way too early. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, got something out of it, stuff like that. If you like it, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, all that stuff, and thank you very much for watching to the end, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.